we make the decision to move on to football, and we were talking about short guys. How about a short quarterback? Russell Wilson, Mike Tomlin, coach of the Steelers. And this is a great couple of days to fill the void between free agency and the draft because there will be quotes from some of the coaches, general managers, and owners at the league meetings. Mike Tomlin had this to say about the quarterback position in Pittsburgh. This is from Sunday. We've been very transparent about the pecking order, at least to start. Russell Wilson is a veteran, man. He's got a proven process of readiness. He's been in this league for a long time. He's capable of rallying troops, receivers, tight ends, running backs, etc. He's just got a lot of experience in terms of what it takes to be the guy over the course of a 12-month calendar, and I just think that that's something that a younger guy like Justin Fields could learn from. Rest assured, when it's time to compete, Justin will be given an opportunity to compete and will allow those guys to sort themselves out. He also said that Wilson basically is in the pole position. And look, I saw someone suggest last week, might have been Shefty, that someone in league circles told him that there's a set of facts where Russell Wilson isn't even on the team week one. I think that's a little far-fetched because why would you move on from the guy who could be your backup for $1.2 million? That was always the risk in Russell Wilson only taking $1.21 million. Yeah, come on in, be the starter. Hey, Russ, sorry, the other guy's better. We think the other guy's doing better. And, oh, no, we're not going to trade you. We're not going to cut you. We got a backup quarterback with 13 years experience for $1.2 million. Are we crazy? You're going to be there ready to go. Everybody needs backup quarterbacks. You're our backup. And if you play better at some point, you'll be the starter. So that's part of the risk that he took when he signed up to play for the Steelers. And he may have gotten, some wink, nod promises that once it's time to go practice and play, who knows what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, he's going to have to earn it. We know that. I mean, Mike Tomlin, he might put out the red carpet a little bit here, but he's not going to roll it out there to just go, hey, you got it no matter what, and don't worry about it no matter how things go here. That's just not the way things work in Pittsburgh anyways. But I think between everything they've shown us, the talk, the attitude, whatever else, right? They're going into this. They want Russell Wilson to be their starting quarterback for all the reasons we discussed, right? I mean, you just heard Mike Tomlin there. He's proven. He's got a process, right? He's done things in the league. Again, it's our beacon of hope conversation we talk about. There hasn't been that there in Pittsburgh. They got it now with that type of guy, right? I don't think it makes any sense for what, we're going to maybe cut Russell Wilson for Justin Fields. Listen, you and I, we know we both like Justin Fields, but at the same time too, right? I don't know if definitely every locker room in the world is just going to get behind Justin Fields right now. We saw the league kind of deemed him as a backup quarterback. Nobody really wanted to take that chance, let alone, hey guys, we're going to go into the season with Justin Fields and we traded a 6th-rounder for him and all that. No, they're going to frame this around a guy and go, hey, this guy's in the Super Bowl twice. A bad year for him is 27-9 last year. And people think he fell off earth, right? So that's how I feel like they're going to frame this around him. And yeah, Justin Fields, of course, he'll get a chance to compete, but I think again, it's Russell's job to lose. I think that's maybe the phrase or the better way to say it, and I think that's kind of going to be the MO there in Pittsburgh.
I think what's going to have to happen is basically what happened 12 years ago in Seattle. When Matt Flynn was the guy, Russell Wilson comes in as the 75th overall pick in the draft. And for a while, the narrative was, wow, Pete Carroll was so brave to go with the rookie over the guy they gave a $10 million signing bonus to. No, the reality is everybody knew that Russell Wilson was better. It would have been brave/foolish to go with Flynn because everybody knew. It was obvious to everyone in the building that Russell Wilson was the better option. If something like that happens when it's time to go to St. Vincent College in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and they do their thing, and Justin Fields is making everybody say, holy crap, what were the Bears thinking?
Yeah, right.
What were the Bears doing?
Okay.
This guy's special. He's running past everyone. He's like, who knows? But you have to at least account for the possibility that he would be so much better than Russell Wilson that he wins the job by the time we get to week one. But my point is, even then, it would be stupid to cut Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Because Justin Fields could get hurt.
Right.
And then what do you have?
Exactly.
They don't even have a third quarterback right now.
No, that's where that makes no sense. Well, why would you cut Russell Wilson? He's played. You're paying him nothing, right? I mean, you just said it right. It's Justin Fields. Until last year, that was the first time we were kind of like, ooh, okay, it looks like he's finally taking care of his body. He took a lot of big hits. So yeah, that there's no way that happens. These guys are brought in by all due accounts is like, hey, Russell Wilson's got a chance to go, hey, I'm the man, and be the man there for a few years, or it doesn't work out, and they're going to pivot and go, okay, let's see if Justin Fields can be the man if it didn't work out for Russell Wilson after this year or whatever. But, I think by everything we've seen, heard from Pittsburgh, things I know, they plan on going on into this year right now, framing it around Russell Wilson's their starter. He's their guy. And, yeah, if Justin Fields goes out there and tears it up and takes it from him, then that's okay. Then they're okay with that. But they're going in right now framing this as our leader, our commander, Russell Wilson. He's won a Super Bowl. Let's get behind that, and let's be the best version of the 2024 Steelers we can be. And it, I like it. I like the moves. It's aggressive.
Oh, I think it's the smart way to
Right.
posture it, and then we just see what happens. But look at it this way. Where did Justin Fields want to go when he looked at all the depth charts?
Right.
All the QB1s out there.
Yeah.
Where did he want to go because he thought that was his best chance to get on the field? Now, he might be thinking about 2025, but that still implies at some level that he thinks Russell Wilson isn't going to play so well this year that the Steelers want to keep him next year. And they leaked right after they traded for Justin Fields. They leaked this idea that they intend to have conversations about a longer-term contract after the season. Well, when we get after the season, we'll all have an idea as to who the guy should be. Certain things reveal themselves with the passage of time and the playing of games.
Right.
We won't need to go out on a limb once you get through 2024. That's why, of all the dumb things the Broncos did in the trading for, paying of, and use of Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
The dumbest by far, Chris, was paying him that contract without seeing him play a single game. Because you anointed him for 2 years. You put yourself in a spot where if it's a disaster, you're going to have an $85 million dead cap charge over a 2-year period because you gave him that deal without knowing that he would be a fit for your organization. And the Steelers have the perfect way to just try it out. Thanks to the Broncos' mistake, because the Broncos are paying $39 million less $1.21 million. The only way that Pittsburgh was going to be a positive beyond what he was already due to make was if they paid him more than $39 million this year. So this is perfect opportunity for Pittsburgh. And this, again, is why I was leery about when you look at the landscape, where does Russell Wilson go? He better be damn confident he's going to be the starter because he becomes a valuable backup, bargain basement backup. Look at what backups are signing for. Trubisky, $2.75 million with upside in Buffalo. Mason Rudolph can make up to $3.6 million. And then you got Russell Wilson, who's won a Super Bowl, who was on track for Canton before the past couple of years at 1.21. If your QB2 ends up blowing him away in camp in the preseason, you got a hell of a backup for $1.2 million.
Yeah. Listen, I think that both those guys, Fields and of course Russell Wilson, I think they went to the best possible spots they could find. Again, and Russell Wilson wasn't going to be handed the keys like he is right now to Pittsburgh anywhere else. No, I mean, everybody else was like, I don't know if I want to deal with that. Oh, you can come here and compete against Daniel Jones with him probably being the leader, the guy in the leader house there, and then you got to take it away from him. So this was option, or best option for Russell Wilson and for Justin Fields at the end of the day. I'm sure he had a good feel, too, and why wanting to go here. One, because you explained it, right? I mean, it's a great situation. All right, it's Russell Wilson, and it's been a little wobbly there. I can maybe, outperform him or take over, or we'll see where it goes. But nonetheless, I would think Justin Fields had a good feel here for Pittsburgh and that he had some allies in that building, whether they reached out to his agent or whatever, that they have people there that believe in him. right? So where he's going to go, okay, I'm not going to be the starter or whatever, but I want to go somewhere where I know they got some belief in me and what I could be going forward. And I think that's the play Justin Fields made, and I give him credit for that. I think that's probably the best play for the situation he's in, rather than going to a place where, hey, the team might be crappy. I don't know if I got anybody that really likes me here or really believes in what I do. Oh, I do get a chance to play. Oh, we're not very good. The coaches aren't very good. They're not proven, whatever. And now we're all going, I don't know, is Justin Fields still a starting quarterback or a quarterback in the NFL? So that's where I do like the move for Justin Fields. I think there's a lot more positives than negatives, that's for sure.
It just is impressive that the Steelers were able to find that sweet spot,
right?
where they could say what they needed to say to Russell Wilson to get him to be a volunteer, not a hostage,
right?
And then say what they have to say to Justin Fields to get him to want to be there and to make it all kind of hold together. And they both are buying into this idea that one of them is going to play and one of them is going to be on the sideline. And they're both accepting their fate. Now, for Fields, it's more like, okay, I'll concede it for now, but maybe I won't concede anything. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do my thing, and I'll let the coaches decide. And Russell Wilson, see, I just think that after the past 2 years, what's he going to do? Is he going to make a power play? I can't imagine, after being around Mike Tomlin and being part of the Steelers culture for the next 3, 4, 5 months, if we get to late August and it's apparent that Justin Fields is the better option, is Russell Wilson going to pout? Is he going to demand a trade? Or is he going to say, let's forge? Is he going to say, here we go?
Yeah.
He's all in for this year with the Pittsburgh Steelers no matter what. So I doubt that there's going to be any type of pushback from Russell Wilson.
100.
If fair and square,
right,
they decide Justin Fields is better.
You brought this up when we had Baker Mayfield and him leaving Cleveland, right, and all that. And not that it's totally similar here, but it's similar in this aspect of, like, Russell Wilson's at a point of his career where he's got to be careful. He's got to be the good soldier. He has a reputation about him. People, there's going to be people in the league that don't want to deal with him, and like Sean Payton said, kissing the babies, and he's worried about this, and he's got an office in the building, and his team is here, and he's got everything like that. So that's where he can't afford, too many missteps here or another blow to his NFL reputation. And we know he's a really nice guy and a human being, but these are the things that I'm speaking about that I know. That's kind of how he's perceived around the NFL. So that's where I think he'd have to be, to your point in that scenario, he'd have to be on his best behavior there because he's definitely dancing on a line there of where it could go major negativity on Russell Wilson in the NFL circle.
And to his credit, through all the crap that was going on last year, regardless of which side you're on, whether the Broncos were within their rights to approach him about delaying the vesting date of his 2025 guaranteed salary in the amount of $37 million, whether it was wrong, they've thrown around the word extortion. I mean, come on, let's not be melodramatic about this. The Broncos trying to act in their own best interest, but wherever you land on that, Russell Wilson never breathed a word of it until he got benched. Late in the season. Now, some might disagree with how he handled it then and how his PR machine handled it then, but for weeks, there wasn't a peep. There wasn't a sound. So I think that he understands he does need to watch what he says and does. He needs to be perceived as a guy who's going to be all in for team because at the end of the day, this season ends and he's got nothing for 2025.
Right.
There's no
That's what I mean.
guaranteed money that somebody else is going to pay him. He's got to be in a position where someone will deem him as an attractive option for 2025. Everything he does this year is going to be scrutinized by whoever would want him next year. Is it better if he's playing and playing well? Yes. But if it ends up that Justin Fields is viewed as the objectively better option and the powers that be in Pittsburgh make that affirmative decision and put him on the field, Russell Wilson needs to think about how everyone will view his reaction to it.
Exactly.
And what impact it'll have on him next year. Of course, the problem is it's like, is he going to hang around and just be a backup? Is he going to do the Joe Flacco thing? Is he going to just the Jimmy Garoppolo thing, apparently? just take the backup check for as long as possible, even if he knows there's no path to playing. I don't know if Russell Wilson's going to do that, but this year determines what he's going to be next year. Is he going to be backup guy next year, or is he going to be starter somewhere next year?
Yeah, that's where we've gotten to.
Hinges on what happens this year.
You're right. We've gotten to that point. You're definitely right about that. This year, it is hinged on his future, whether he will be, continuing to be a starter in the NFL or he's going to be relegated to backup. And even, Mike, I think if he got relegated to backup, I feel like he hangs around for a little bit. Maybe not into his 40s, but I think he's still going to be like, wait, I think I could still play. I still got the arm strength. I still move okay. But yeah, I don't know if I see it, happening for a long, long time. But it'd be interesting. Big year for Russell Wilson, no doubt about that.
Hey, you know what else is riding on what happens this year and beyond?
What?
Whether or not he gets a bronze bust in Canton. That's riding on it.
Definitely.
Because, Kurt Warner had that spectacular run. When he burned at his brightest, he was better than Russell Wilson by far. 1999, 2000, 2001. Then it starts to dip in 2002. And whether that was a Mike Martz thing, who knows? Injuries, who knows? They liked Mark Bulger. Bulger ends up supplanting Warner. Warner goes to New York, starts Eli Manning's rookie year, was 5-4 when he got benched, but then just kind of faded into semi-oblivion, resurfaces with the Cardinals, back up to Matt Leinart. Ken Whisenhunt started using Warner whenever they'd fall behind by 7 or 10 points, and then they'd tie it up and they go back to Leinart, and then that fell apart. And then next thing you know, they're in the Super Bowl. And that cemented Warner's Hall of Fame bust. And my point is, now, I know Russell Wilson has a whole decade in Seattle of high-end performances, but this is either a donut hole or it's a dramatic turn and a drop-off. And if it's a drop-off, it's going to make it harder for him to get to Canton. If it ends up that the past 2 years were a donut hole, he'll get in. And what he does this year is the first big step in whether or not the last 2 years were the aberration or the new normal.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, his legacy has taken a hit. I don't think we can, anybody can deny that. I don't think he would deny that as far as legacy is concerned. I'm sure he's not all that concerned with it right now, and he's just focusing on this year. But yeah, I mean, the great start to the career, right? But okay, when the Legion of Boom left and all that, they, never could get back to a championship game. He wants to go somewhere and kind of tells everybody in his inner circle and people that trust him, I'm going to go somewhere and, the team be all about me and I carry the team. That failed in a big way, really, right? Showed that's just not who he is, especially at this point of his career. So, yeah, he needs a resurgence here, something to remind us all about the player he was, 4 or 5 years ago, and especially early in his career when they were going to the Super Bowl. Because right now, I don't think you're going to say Russell Wilson's a Hall of Fame quarterback right now. No way. I don't think that's happening.
I mentioned that the Steelers only have 2 quarterbacks on the roster for now. They'll undoubtedly add at least another one, probably 2 more before they go to training camp. You need enough arms there to distribute all the passes in the individual drills, the 7-on-7s, and the full-blown workouts. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.